They started. And ZVZ between Reynor and Scarlett. You don't want to miss anything. I am back. Post Youth is the opening map between Scarlett and Reynor. Once more, these games have been played. That's why I don't see cameras here. So these games are not live, but I don't know the outcome. Reynor just needs to win one map, guys. If he wins one map, we get the dub. We get 3 more points. Reynor is, of course, our blue Zerg, the Italian stallion in the bottom left side. Scarlett is representing the Shopify Rebellion in the top right as the right Zerg. And Scarlett has gone for a very, very quick Evo. Reynor's Overlord is pretty deep. Can Reynor spot it? No, he does not go too deep. Is Reynor still in Korea? No, when Reynor played these games, Reynor was in Italy, but Scarlett is currently in China. Reynor at the moment is in Croatia. But when Reynor played these games, he played them from Italy. Scarlett, however, is staying in China for a year. So there is ping involved. That means that every single game gets played on US West. Against Korea, they switch. One game on West, one game on Central. And if it's Europe against China, they play every game on West. Big applause to Novak, by the way. He just came back forth from the knee surgery 2 months ago, made it to the finals. Is it over? It's not over though, right? Enoch? Aren't they still in the 3rd set, or is it... Are we done? Hello, Sean. So, Scarlett is probably going to build a lot of Zerglings here, guys, with +1 melee. That means that Reynor is going to have a very, very, very difficult time saving his hatchery in the center of the map. Especially because he hasn't quite seen it yet. I'm a little bit scared here. I am scared for more than one reason. You just found out a check. Yes. Man, women's tennis is awesome. I really like watching women's tennis because the rallies are great, the shots are great, and it's a lot less about serving. But women's tennis feels so random. Every single Grand Slam, there is someone in the final that is like seed 37 or 58. It's like, how? What? What happened to the days of Serena Williams winning every single tournament? Like, the Polish lady is great, Zviatek. But even she has relatively early exits quite often. Yeah, it makes it very hype. Like, I feel women's tennis is so unpredictable. There's obviously a couple ladies that have been doing great for a while. I kind of thought that Rybakina was going to win when she was in the semifinals, but women's tennis is so unpredictable. Yeah, but like, what's different about men's tennis then, Shaitem? And meanwhile, men's tennis has been dominated by like 3 guys for 20 years straight. Now finally we've got Sinner and Alcaraz, as the old dudes have retired, but such a big difference. Why is my stream terrible now? I'm sorry, guys. Should I try the Twitch stream quickly? Most of the time when issues happen, they keep on happening. So I'm just going to swap over to Twitch very, very quick. I apologize. I'm doing my best. Twitch seems slightly more stable. So here we are. So a lot of Zerglings coming out of Scarlett. The Scarlett obviously has +1 melee, but Reynor has survived what I thought would be a very scary moment. And now Reynor is already working with that gold. We've got drones mining from that gold, working on +1 carapace. We've got our first few roaches out. Seems that Scarlett, her initial investment in this very quick +1 melee didn't quite pay off. And there is a Baneling that's coming along. I think Scarlett is absolutely sending it here. Mass Ling Bane with +1 melee and then a bunch of Ravagers. I don't know what makes sense, Shaitem. Like, I don't feel passionate about one argument or the other. I just think, like, for instance, Starcraft as well. Sure, we have some different tournament champs, but right now coming into a tournament, everybody looks at Yona, and then sometimes you look at Clem or Maru. It feels like there's a very select few that can win the biggest tournaments. Reynor, of course, always deserves to be mentioned. And tennis is just... Women's tennis is all over the place. Definitely makes it very exciting. Scarlett is down 19 workers. Ooh, one of the banelings of Reynor actually softened up so many of the links there. I feel like Reynor is in a very good spot, but obviously this is still scary because Scarlett now has 1-1. It's Ling, Roach, Ravager, Bane. It's so many banelings. It comes down to micro. Every second that goes by is a fantastic second for Reynor. As we've got 9 Roaches in production. Here are these banelings. Reynor, his banelings actually make it so difficult for Scarlett, her banelings, to find great connections. And I'm starting to believe that this is it, guys. I think Reynor will get this super important map win for us. 2 banelings sneak in. They blow up some, I don't know, shields. The Roaches don't have shields. They blow up some HP, but they don't kill the Roaches. And Reynor takes a very hefty supply lead. Up 50 supply. I don't want to say he made it look easy, but Reynor looked damn solid here. And initially I was a bit scared. I thought this quick +1 melee was really going to make life hard, especially with that gold in the center. But we had a bit of lag, and then suddenly Reynor just looked like he was in a good spot. And a good read on it. It was not greedy. Delayed a lair tag. You guys can see lair tag only now started. So Reynor just had a very, very good feel for the game. And had an answer for all the aggression Scarlett threw at him. Few more corrosive balls. Okay, those don't find very good connections, but Scarlett needs more than a couple of corrosive balls connecting. Scarlett needs an absolutely amazing victory somewhere, as he does kill an Overlord. And that's not an amazing victory. Reynor is enjoying that gold. It's 3 bases versus 2. It is an 18 worker advantage. I feel like this should have never been that comfortable for Reynor. It should have never been so dominant, or I don't want to use the word easy, but in the end, looking at the numbers, it has somehow turned into be a relatively convincing victory for Reynor. Now flanking with slow Roaches is difficult. Even if you are Reynor, that is difficult. But I think Reynor is totally okay. Even drop a transfuse on one of the Roaches in the main. Scarlett is running out of steam here. Down 40 something army supply, down 17 workers, down a base. Look at Reynor's production tab. 17 Roaches, +1 missile attacks on the way now as well. It does indeed look like 3 points are in the bag. I never want to celebrate too early, but it seems like we will continue our winning streak this season, guys. Basilisk had an incredibly difficult start to the regular season. We were 0-2. Now I wasn't panicking, I wasn't worried, but after playing 2 full seasons of WTL, which makes 22 matches. In 22 matches we only lost 1. This season we started off by losing the first 2 matches immediately. But I said I'd rather win the playoffs once than have another strong regular season. I feel like we're starting to heat up pretty well. GG gets called. Scarlett realizes he's just too far behind. Reynor gets that ultra important first map win. And that means that we have won again. Great job, especially to myself, if I may say so. 6 in a row, guys. That means Shopify will drop to 6 wins and 2 losses in the regular season. Basilisk improves to 6 wins and 2 losses. But we will still get 1 final bonus game of Starcraft today. I don't want to say I carried, but I do think I played a very vital part in asking if Serral could play. Serral said yes. I mean, that's as much as I can do. I did what any captain would, guys. Reach out to Yona and see if he was down. Clutch. Absolute clutch DM. No one does it better. Final game.
Round 2. Fight!
We got the win, but will it be a 4-2 or will it be a 5-1? Bottom left side of Dynasty, it is Shopify Rebellion Scarlett in the red. Top right side, it is BASILISK Reynor in the blue. We have been live for almost 4 hours, but as I shared with you guys a couple times, we have big plans today. After this clan war is done, I'm gonna take a tiny break and then I'm gonna swap over to Battle Aces. I'm gonna do some 1v1s first. If you guys have any questions about the game, I will gladly answer them. I should get a few more keys that I can get you guys as well, but I don't have them yet. But hopefully they will arrive. And after that we're gonna do some 2v2s potentially. Roddy and Vicky versus Clem and Coco. It's gonna be hard because Clem, if you guys think he's great in Starcraft, he is. He is just as great in Battle Aces. So that will be very, very difficult. And Coco, of course, an absolute animal in everything she does. But I'm gonna do my best with Vicky. Will Serral be playing next week versus Vitality? I obviously never make any announcements about that. I do not give out any information to the opposition. There's only one way to find out, mate, and that is tune in to either Statfest or Cranky Ducklings or Wardy or Roddy once the game starts or once the announcements are made on Liquipedia. But I don't make any announcements on who plays when. I love your stream, Roddy. You are the GOAT. Thank you, Ambassadors, for all the amazing SC2. It's very sweet of you, Master Darcy. Thank you. The Twitch pricing have gone up, I believe, in most countries. A regular tier 1 sub is now $1 or €1 more expensive, or whatever equivalent you may use. So I do truly appreciate you guys sticking around. I know a bucky may not seem like much, but obviously if you're sub to like 5 or 10 people, then it does add up. So, thank you. How's the behind the scenes with the Battle Aces PR team? They've been very good to me. I do not get paid, I've said this many times, to promote Battle Aces. I do not get paid to give out beta keys or stream it. I did get paid a tiny bit for organizing all the show matches over the last few days. Not much, honestly. I could have earned the same by commentating poker or doing anything, but it was a pleasure. I liked doing it. It was something that excited me. So they've been very cool. And I've also been talking to David Kim a little bit, but that's not so much about PR. That's more about just the state of the game, what he likes, what he's worried about, my thoughts on units that I think are too strong, or what other streamers have been saying about it. Am I fully living or streaming, Roddy? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just streaming for me, obviously. I also get hired to cast tournaments like Dallas, Atlanta, Home Story Cuppies, Esports World Cup, hopefully, fingers crossed. Even though I already know if I'm going or not, so fake fingers crossed, but so that is obviously a big deal for me. And then on top of that, I am a member of Basilisk, and I cast for them, I stream for them, and Basilisk is incredibly good to me. So I am very, very, very happy to be on Basilisk. I could not wish for a better team. I have never been supported by any team like I have been supported by Basilisk, so it is streaming, but it's not just streaming. But obviously streaming is still the largest part of my income. That goes without saying. Otherwise I'd be filthy rich. And I'm no Coloris. I have nothing to complain about, but I am no Coloris. Couple of roaches of Scarlet get in range of the minerals. There's a big bailing connection. Did take place. A lot of circlings going down. Scarlet has a pretty hefty supply lead, but Reynor was maybe just waiting to fire up a whole bunch of roaches. Obviously this match, it matters. There's a tiny bit of money on the line, like 35 buckies, and map wins could eventually matter way down the line at the end of the regular season if there is a tie, but I am not as nervous over this game as I am for any game before we reach magical number 4. Once we reach magical number 4, then all the tension is away and we're just watching games for fun. Scarlet gets a nice little grab here on 4 roaches of Reynor. Reynor has a bunch of links coming in, but there is still that one bailing in the mix for Scarlet. That makes it a tiny bit more difficult. That bailing does finally get sniped. Close battle. Scarlet's done a very good job with that one Ravager, but Reynor's done an even better job in pulling the drones away over and over again. Run them ads. I will gladly run some ads once Starcraft is over, but obviously I'm not gonna run a bunch of ads right now at the very end of the clan war. That would piss people off, and you know what, rightfully so. If there is no reason to play ads, you shouldn't just play them. Sometimes they'll run by accident, I can't do anything about it, because we're out of snooze breaks. But obviously I'm not gonna do it on purpose. Thank you, Coles, for a win for the 13 months. I appreciate it, matey. Yes, Scarlet picks off an Overlord of Reynor. Reynor picks off the queen in return. Reynor says, you take out my Ovi, I'll take out your queen. But I don't know about all these roaches in the middle of nowhere. These are slow roaches. They will get surrounded once more. They do alright against the Lynx, to be fair. But Scarlet has a couple of extra units showing up. I thought it was going to be a disaster for Reynor, guys, but it kind of wasn't. +1 carapace is good. Careful with your Ravager there, Scarlett. At this point, guys, I am a neutral commentator. We got the dub, we got the 3 points. I'm okay with everything. Scarlett does end up losing that Ravager, but finds another surround. The Lynx, though, they do really struggle once the Roaches have +1 carapace, but this time around the numbers are good enough. It's a very awkward game between these two. Obviously, Reynor can't really give up on this location, because if he gives up on this area right here, then he can't really mine up the gold anymore, and then it's 3 bases against 2. It's the 50% man coming. Even if it is a 50% performance by Reynor today, I am more than happy. I told you guys many times that I do not know the score of these games, and I absolutely stand by it. But I did double check with Reynor to make sure that he played these games before he went to Croatia. And he said, no worries, champ, games were played. And I felt that he seemed happy. So I kind of thought maybe it's a 2-0, but I don't think it is a 2-0. But maybe Reynor celebrates 1-1s like they are 2-0s. Because he did know that the great Iona Sutala was going to be playing for us today. And maybe he felt a 1-1 performance is as much as we can ever ask from him. As he really is in trouble here, though. 21 workers against 21 workers. But Scarlett has been relentless. Very strong ZVZ here by Scarlett. This was far from easy. This was far from, I have one attack and I'm going to try to win with it. No, this was non-stop dancing, back and forth. Units, run-bys, reinforcements. A battle over vision. I think Scarlett played this incredibly well. Gotta give her kudos. GG is called indeed. Scarlett did manage to get a 1-1 versus Reynor. That's technically very well done by her. But unfortunately for her, it will not help the Rebellion. Strong games by Scarlett. Reynor was happy in the DMs. Apparently a 1-1, guys, is enough to be happy about. But hey, I guess if you have a Jonas Satala on your team, a 1-1 is always solid. Serral with a 2-0 by Harstem. An incredibly clutch force field at first for Harstem. But then in the end, Serral with that devastating Coco second wave of Lingbane got the job done in Crimson Court. And game 2 was very convincing. Great defense against the DTs. Showtime and Beyond had an epic best of 2. 2 excellent games. If you guys just joined now, these were amazing games. Showtime and Beyond both looking fantastic. In the end, it was a 1-1. And Reynor did a great job in game 1 on post youth. Scarlett did a great job in game 2. An interview? No, there is no interview. Because Serral, this was scary by the way for me guys, Serral would not have been available for the Ace match today. Serral was available to play first, but after that he had to go. He's still fulfilling his mandatory military service. So if this would have gone to an Ace match, it would have been Showtime, Trigger, or Roddy. And Trigger apparently does not have a 144 Hz monitor, and he did not want to play on a 60 Hz monitor, so it literally would have just been Showtime for us, which is not bad with the way that he's playing at the moment. But yeah, still there's only one Yona. These are the overall standings at the moment. We started off, guys, dead last, 0-2. And look at us now. After 8 play days, we have 6 wins and 2 losses. As we're all tied with WBG. WBG is previously known as DKZ. Dragon Kaiser Gaming is now WBG. Vitality is still on top, but they did lose yesterday. They lost to Storm Gaming. And there is one man responsible for that. And I know you guys don't need me to tell you who that was. We did make that deal with the Ace match, and honestly, without like Serral, and Reynor is obviously not here either. So yeah, to finish the interview question, can't do an interview, guys. I don't know if Trigger is here, but it would literally just be like Trigger, Showtime, and me. Serral's not available for an interview. Reynor is still in Croatia, so I'd be talking to Trigger, who didn't play, and Showtime, who had a 1-1 against Beyond. I don't think Showtime wants to be bothered. So, well, we'll save the interviews for the playoffs, guys. Well, the interviews will absolutely get back once Yona has a little more time. Reynor is settled. He's no longer in Korea. He no longer has plans to misbehave with Bully. We'll make sure that the internet and the regular interviews come back. How long is Reynor in Croatia? He's coming home literally today. It was a very tiny trip. He was just celebrating his birthday. I think it's well planned. Like right now, you have 1 month to get ready for the Esports World Cup. So if you want to do something fun, I feel like you do it now. You do it in the previous days. And then you've got 1 month for non-stop practice. You don't want to burn yourself out. You don't want to peak too early. So I think it's totally fine that Reynor went for a little trip. If anything, I encourage that. I feel like that's healthy. and that's gonna make it a little bit more doable for him to get through all those practice games and all those long sessions that I'm sure he's got ahead of himself in the upcoming 30 days. GG's, guys. GG. We'll settle this prediction. I am not going offline. I am staying online for a long time today. We're going to do some Battle Aces, 1v1. I will answer any questions you guys may have. Hopefully I have some keys too. Then we have the 2v2s with Coco, Clem, Vicky. That's going to be fun. And obviously at 9 p.m. I will be doing a viewing party for the grand finals of the Euros with you guys. I cannot actually talk over the match. I cannot show you guys the match. But what I can do is sit here, talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, show a clock, and just see if we can enjoy the finals together. That is my plan for the rest of the day. This too was a draw. A lot of draws today, eh?